Well, I hope, first off, I just hope YouTube likes me on this video because, I'm not trying to push any conspiracy theories here. And actually, that's going to be the topic of this conspiracy theories versus facts. Now, I'm going to get onto some stuff about the Orlando shooting, okay? But I'm going to keep it real simple, okay? Now, first off, you know, World Trade Center with the 911. Yeah, okay, I didn't buy it that the planes knocked down the buildings and the fire knocked down the buildings. I thought that was ridiculous. But then we had Building 7, which didn't get hit by a plane, right? And it fell down. And Larry Silverstein says, yeah, well, there's so much problems. I figured we'd had the building pulled. Yeah, with all the freaking equipment in there and the office equipment and all the one-time records of the Enron investigations. And I don't even want to talk, the Pentagon with the whatever. I know there's a lot of more stuff. And I can go on and on and on. And you got, Wolfgang Halbig, whatever his name, Halbig, from the former Florida State Trooper with investigating Sandy Hook. I know. Now, what I'm going to tell you is, here we got the cat. We always like cats, the art of military strategy, right? Studying the book here, man. I consulted with Putin and Cat on this deal. Yeah, I do know that uh, there was. There's a crisis actor company involved and all that kind of garbage, but there was a shooting in Orlando, okay, in the Pulse nightclub or the Pulse Gay Club, whatever it's called. There definitely was a shooting there, and definitely, Omar Mateen did it, and there may have been more shooters, but the other thing is, the police chief down in Orlando. I don't know if he's a police. I think he's a police chief. He says it's probably that some of his officers were caused some of the killings by accident, which I don't doubt. And I think that's what he said. I'm pretty sure that's what he said, which I kind of don't doubt either. But let me put it to this way: if on you people are posting videos about there's crisis actors, maybe there was. And I looked at some of those videos, and I was very convinced that there was crisis actors. But then they're drawing a conclusion that there was no shooting. Well, there was a shooting. There was people killed. There was people wounded. It's real. It really happened. Um, the crisis actor thing that's probably real too. It's probably they had some stage stuff in there for news bites or news clips. It's probably both right. Okay, I'm trying to use common sense because I did see the clips on the crisis actors, but there was a shooting. Okay, so people are drawing a conclusion nobody got killed. Yeah, get the hell out of here. You start saying stuff like that, you're going too far down the rabbit trail, and you're setting yourself up and you're also making people not want to listen to anything else. Like, with the World Trade Center, like Building 7 didn't even get hit by a plane, it had a little fire in a couple windows, and it fell down in like 9 seconds flat, right? God. Hey, come on, man. It's pretty damn obvious. Now, with this guy, Omar Mateen, right? You know, I put something out, it was kind of like borderline on YouTube, but they proved it for monetization. But, because I begged them, basically. Because I'm trying to get the truth out. The organization that Matt Omar worked for, yeah, it's heavily CIA, former CIA, former NSA, former FBI. It's a security company, and they worked there, right? Now, in my mind, it was a setup. Okay, I'm convinced that way. Okay, I think that way. But say if you want to present this to somebody who's not going to think that way, you might want to say basically that Omar Mateen worked for the government. Even though he didn't work for the government, he worked for a private company. Everybody practically in that private company came from the government. These are experienced people with loads of years, freaking hundreds of years of experience between each other. He might as well have been a government employee. And you're talking about a company that's designed to protect the public and the government. And that's the guy that killed all the people in the club. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the really, because Obama's looking to try to disarm Americans over this stuff. And it's like, what are we really armed for? Not sport shooting or duck hunting. It's fear of the government. Basically, Omar worked for the government, or he worked for a bunch of people, not directly, but you know what I'm saying? The people that in this organization is supposed to be the security company G4S, and I went over with Whacking Hut and all that other garbage, and it's always been rumored to be a CIA front company. I mean, that's per the Washington Post, okay? It's not a conspiracy thing. It's been known for years, okay? I'm not even saying anything crazy here. And people will say, well, whatever. I mean, it's like, it means to me, though, if you just want to use plain common sense, you don't want to go too far down the rabbit trail because sometimes you could be taking a wrong turn on things. Just keep it real simple. Obama's arguing that, well, this means these people shouldn't have weapons, only the government. Well, this entity is security for the government. This entity is run by all former freaking government people, the top people in the CIA, FBI, and NSA. And they got an employee that was working for him for freaking 8 years, and that's the one that did the freaking shooting. Wasn't like some civilian did it exactly, even though he is a civilian, but it's pretty much like he's working for the government, almost exactly. And considering these people are all surveillance and all this kind of garbage, pretty piss poor if the guy's been working for him for 8 years. They can't figure out what he was going to do. Oh, that's pretty piss poor. Well, I'm going to tell you something here. This is something else. Here's the defense ministers of Sweden, Norway, Netherlands, and Germany. Here's the defense minister of Russia. It's almost like what's going to happen to us in the United States, man. We're going to get bowled over, man. And this is my fear, and it's a legitimate fear, because you really got to look at the example of what happened to the American Native Indians. What happened? They got their land stolen from them. It was their land, right? Well, today it's our land. Now we have a global government trying to be formed right now by guess who? Ha ha ha! You're all screwed, Barack Obama, right? The guy this guy that shot up this place. He was a Democrat. He probably voted for this guy twice, too, right? Great. God, you know what I'm saying? And he's arguing. Maybe the people, you know what I'm saying? It really blows apart his argument. Actually, that really makes you think. If you want to have an argument about the guns, that makes like the civilians, the real civilians, not the ones that are like government associated, that work for organizations all connected with the government. The real civilians, they need like the real military stuff, not even like the semi-automatic ones. You know what I mean? They need the real military stuff because the way shit's coming down. And we might have to guard YouTube. I mean, because YouTube's going to be taken over by the freaking NSA and the FBI the way things are going. And I'm on your side, YouTube. I'm all for freedom of information, okay? I'm all for that, We're the people, and YouTube represents the people. Let's hope we don't get taken over by the corporation. I know Google bought it out, but Google's getting shafted, starting to get shafted by the FBI, right? So let me put it to you this way. I mean, and also I want to tell you something else. Here's another angle. That example of what happened to American Native Indians in this country. Okay, now we own the land. We stole it from the American, or somebody from one of my ancestors did, stole it from the American Native Indians, or it depends on my ancestors. Someone came from Europe after it was stolen, but whatever. Um, Now we got the new global government crap coming up because they're saying they want the carbon tax. That's going to fund the global government, the global army, and all that kind of stuff. The global enforcement. That's why nobody's allowed to deny climate change or global warming. It's going to be kind of funny next winter, I'm going to tell you, in the Northeast. You think the last freaking 3-foot snowstorm in the Northeast was big? That was nothing. Wait till next year. But what they'll do is, how the United States is broke and they're running deficits left and right? You know how they're going to pay them back? Just like they advertised in the papers years ago. Hey, great Indian land, free, cheap, got great irrigation, grazing, and all this kind of stuff. Easy payments, you buy it, no problem, right? What can I tell you, right? They'll do that with our stuff. Get rid of the people that are in the houses right now. You got your multi-million-dollar house. You're out once everybody's disarmed. Because the global government will say, hey, you other guys on the other side of the world, we're giving it to you. You think they won't do that? They'll do that. I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to do. If America gets disarmed, that's what they're going to do. You know how I know that? Because it's not a matter of, like, I'm into conspiracy theories. I know how money works. I'm sorry, man. This guy's a paid puppet. I mean, yeah, I'm showing him with the freaking, a la towel on, whatever the hell it is. But he's a paid puppet. He's full of crap. And, we waste so much money in the military and political correctness and stuff like that. I don't know. The hardcore freaking military, though, we still got a bunch of them. Because really, when you start figuring it, you look in Wisconsin, there's more hunters than the whole Chinese army, just in that one state. That's the one reason we can't get screwed up over here, really. That's what you want, right? I mean, yeah, Russia's probably more hardcore in their military, but, America's pretty well armed overall. And I'm sure a lot more weapons and guns are being sold because of it. I don't want to laugh about the shooting, man. I wish there was a way. It bugs me, man, because it's like I always get annoyed at the medical people because, I know there's been things in the past where life can be saved. Even burn, going on a tangent here, like even burn victims, they could be saved with much less pain. Skin healed up perfect, like aloe vera. You just pack it up with aloe vera all the way. It'll actually heal up a lot better. There's actually probably ways to regrow limbs on people that they had experiments with. See, this bugs me because, I wish these people could have all been saved 100%. And, if you look on my channel, I put out a lot of, I'm going on a tangent here because this thing does bother me about what happened in Orlando. I don't want to make it a political issue over the gun thing, too. But where a lot of gays are really getting murdered by? HIV. And I'm going to tell you right now, that was a government freaking planned thing, and it probably is curable. It probably is. I went over on some of my videos. They don't seem to get a lot of attention, but I don't know who the hell sends these videos around, but some of my best stuff doesn't get attention, and some of my worst stuff gets the most attention. Like the Rothschilds video, man. Why is everybody into conspiracies? What the hell is this shit? I mean, yeah, the Rothschilds probably nothing to do with this plane stuff. You know what I mean? I'm doing more research on my background and my lineage. I'm pretty sure Nathan Lionel Rothschild was my 3 greats grandfather. I'm going to tell you that right now, and I'm not saying I'm not going easy on the Rothschilds because of that, but I can tell you right now, there's a lot of shit going on in the world. I don't think anybody, even who is up there that got billions of dollars, knows exactly what's going on. And sometimes people get on the internet and they think they know everything that's going on. Sometimes you want to keep it simple, like with the World Trade Center. Building 7 never got hit by a plane, and then it fell down in 9 seconds. Demolitions were in the building, for crying out loud. Maybe it was supposed to get hit by a plane, right? This guy, Omar, he worked, if you want to even not believe that the company he worked for was a CIA front company, which has been rumored for many years, and I'm talking through the major media, it's been even saying that. If you don't even want to believe that, you can just say to yourself, well, this company's in charge of security for our government. They clear all their employees. He wasn't a brand new employee. He was working for them for 8 years. And the people that run G4S are former NSA, former FBI, and former CIA. Well, if that tells you the government can't protect you, the government definitely can't protect you, period. And, if somebody needs to be disarmed, and maybe it needs to be the government. What the hell do they got? Why do these people got guns? If you work for the government, maybe you don't have. Maybe you shouldn't have I think definitely you shouldn't have a gun. That's the way I look at it. I mean, right now they're making all these agencies in the government have guns, even if they're, involved in the Department of Education or the dog catcher. They got guns. You know, what the hell do they need guns for? I mean, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Before, they didn't have too many agencies that were authorized to have weapons. Now they all got weapons, pretty much, no matter who the hell they are. And I'm not talking about, it's like the Environmental Protection Agency, the Bureau of Land Management. I'm like, what the hell? You know, ridiculous. So it's pretty obvious, though, what's going on. They're trying to disarm us, so they're going to screw us. That's really what the hell's going on. But if you don't want to believe that, you can just say to yourself, oh, Omar worked for a company full of the best freaking brightest, the best and brightest out of the NSA, CIA, FBI, and it was the biggest security company in the world, and it's provides security for all our atomic agencies and everything else that's around here. Obviously, well, I ain't buying it that they didn't know what this guy was about, but say they didn't know, it means they're so damn incompetent that everybody in the United States needs to be armed and well armed. The exact opposite of what Obama's saying, you know, without getting too far down these conspiracy trails. Now, I am pretty well convinced there was some crisis acting involved, but that has nothing to do with the fact that there was killings. There were killings. People are saying there was no killings because because I looked at the videos, the crisis actor videos. They do look legit. Okay, I'm pretty convinced on that, and I do know that G4S is involved in some crisis actor company, right? So anyway, YouTube, hopefully, I'm on your side too, because I am very much a proponent of journalism, true journalism, and I want the truth out there in a common sense way. I don't want people going too far down the rabbit trail. It's not bad to do that, but if you're trying to convince somebody else that of this issue, you don't want to go to them and say, there was no shooting because I saw a crisis actor. Well, maybe there is a crisis actor, but that doesn't mean there was no shooting where people actually died. You start saying that kind of stuff, you're going to look like you're freaking, well, you know what I mean. Even though there probably was crisis actors involved. It's just like, and the other thing is the chief of police, like I said, I'm repeating it again, and I don't doubt this. He says he thinks some of his officers as police were accidentally shot some of the patrons in the Pulse Gay Club when they're trying to shoot the Omar. I could believe that too. I could believe that pretty easy. Because I mean, I seen stuff. I don't want to joke about this shit, but I mean, it was almost like if it was a cartoon, it would be funny. I saw like on a YouTube, they had a video of a guy that pulled out a shotgun, and there was a bunch of cops there, and they were like boom, 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 and then there was a lull in a fire because they reloaded, and because he went and it slowed down. Then they reloaded, and they'll say boom, 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 and shot the shit. They reloaded 3 times on this one guy that pulled a shotgun. And I don't know if they were that trigger happy down here in Orlando, but probably that's probably what happened. Probably some of the people didn't get killed by this Omar because I don't know exactly what happened, to tell you the truth, but I don't feel safe with our freaking government. I can tell you that right now. In the security companies, I tell you right now, if I was in Congress, I'd be saying that security company's fired because they're a pile of idiots. That's what I would say. Crying out loud. Wish you could trust Putin. I'd rather have him run. I'd rather have some of his damn Russians run the damn place. But they're not on our side. It's the problem. Well, who do we got? Maybe we could have Hillary Clinton guard the lesbian club or some shit. That'll be pretty good, right? Anyway, I don't know. So just want to say, just don't go too far down the rabbit hole on some of these theories out there because, some of them might turn out right. But if you go too far down the rabbit hole and you try to tell somebody this stuff, as a matter of fact, I put something out. I told it to, somebody that was more intelligent, and I presented the fact about Wackenhut, who formed up GHS4 and all the stuff he was involved in. He goes, who the hell come up with this wacky shit? I said, well, it was in the Washington Post. It was his obituary, and I gave him Judicial's Watch thing on the GS4 being involved in bringing in other than Mexican illegals across Mexico, which could be jihadists and Muslims other than Mexican, right? That was GS4. They got caught red-handed by Judicial Watch. I mean, I don't. It's not proof, but it makes you like think, well, there's something wrong here with this security agency. It's not. It's not doing what the hell. It's doing some dirty shit. And they have been caught doing a lot of dirty shit in the past, per the major media. Not even per any conspiracy site, going all the way back to the '90s, even. So I'm not putting anything out crazy here. So that was the guy that worked for this place for 8 years. You know, and Obama's making something out of it, like ha ha ha. I could disarm you now over this, and Hillary's like, we're gonna take your guns away. And what's going on is everybody's buying guns like crazy right today. So, but if you want to convince everybody, don't go too far down the rabbit trail and use some common sense. That's all I'm really pleading with people, because I want the vast majority of Americans to realize something's not right with this situation. At the very minimum, it shows you that everybody in our alphabet agencies don't know what the hell they're doing, at the very minimum, and they can't protect us. And at the worst, which is what I'm going with, they set it up so they can disarm us to screw us over. All right? So let's fight the power through YouTube and our First Amendment rights. And if we got to make an amendment to freaking make YouTube freaking safe from all kinds of bullshit from the government, we're going to make a constitutional amendment for that. How's that? Over and out.